little closer. Yeah, right. Shh. Stop telling people your business who don't deserve to hear it. Just stop. Just don't do it. I know it's hard. Don't do it. Moving in silence, that is key to it. You know what I mean? It's being an independent woman. It's knowing that you got this. You can do this. Like, you have all the tools that you need to accomplish whatever it is you want to do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be how to move in silence. So if you love self-care, wellness, and beauty, definitely give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on a new topic you'd love for me to explore, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic in general. So let's get into it. What does it even mean to move in silence? So what does it mean to move in silence? Moving in silence means you do not feel the need to tell people about your finances, your business, your lifestyle goals, anything revolving around your life in all facets. You don't feel the need to tell the masses. That's how you move in silence. And you're doing these things for yourself and for yourself alone. And you're not swayed or deterred by the opinions of others. You are just like, you know, I can do bad by myself. I can accomplish this. And the outside opinions of others aren't necessary. It's so important to move in silence because we should just want to do certain things for ourselves without feeling the need to tell others. And sometimes with the culture that we live in, I know for me, I think for me before, like when I was younger, it's like, if you don't post it, it almost like, it didn't happen, you know what I mean? But now as I've gotten older, it's like, it's not important. I can post it 2 weeks after it happened, and that's completely fine. I think it's so important to just enjoy everything in the moment, not feel the need to like overshare, and to actually have discernment on, are they even worthy of hearing it, you know? And sometimes, unfortunately, not everyone has your best interest. So today I'm gonna be giving you 10 tips and reasons why it's so important to move in silence. One reason why it's so important to move in silence is you do not want the influence of other people's opinions to change what is for you, to change if it's your calling, your direction you want to go in life, or just a new goal that you want to accomplish. Sometimes when you release information too quick to the wrong people, they may sway your opinion and what you feel is you should be doing. So it's so important to like keep that to yourself. A lot of the ideas that I've had in my mind, I always go to God for discernment, wisdom, advice, and I just had like, I always use my senses. Like I always have intuition on certain things that I'm meant to do, and like the one person that I want to make sure is on board and I feel like God's moving me in a certain way is like, it's God, you know? And for me, that's the first person that I want to run to and talk to when, you know, I'm trying to do something or have a goal I want to accomplish. It may not always be in the best interest to tell someone else because my goals could be outlandish and they may be like, yeah, it's not happening. And I know with me, when I'm doing my quiet time with God, like that's when I really feel like, what is God's direction for my life? And He's talking to me, you know what I mean? And it's like this personal relationship you have. If I were to go tell someone that He hasn't told those things to, they may be like, yeah, no, that's not a good idea, because they're viewing it from their own set of eyes and their own world of view. And that's not always the case. So it's just super important to not be quick to tell others, because honestly, they can influence your opinion, and you know, who knows, it may stop you from trying to accomplish something that you really want to accomplish. So let's move on to number 2. When you are in the process of wanting to move in silence, do not immediately have an idea or something you want to accomplish and then just immediately like rush to tell someone else. Make sure in yourself you're 100% confident and secure that even if someone may not agree, think it's a good thing for you to do, it's something that you really want to accomplish, then I would say go for it. Take the opinions of other people who you really trust, but just make sure that it's something that you want to do first. And just have confidence in yourself that if you know that, even though people may have a difference of opinion, you'll still be good. You know, you still want to make it happen. And if you are a believer, I would say to definitely get some counsel and wisdom from God on who you should share it with. That's so important, because sometimes we may think, oh yeah, let me go share it with so-and-so. Let me go share it with so-and-so. And the honest reality is they may not have enough knowledge or wisdom to even comment on the topic, and they'll still give you your opinion. And that could sway whether you move forward with what you want to do. So definitely make sure that you confide in God. If you do want to share something with someone after you have established within yourself it's something you want to do, just make sure it's people that you trust 110%. How can you tell who are the people that you can trust? Like, see how their actions are, not what they say, but really like look back and be like, has this person been there for me? If I needed them, have they checked up on me? You know what I mean? Like, you can just tell by people's actions on if they're a good judge of character. Tip number 3, how to move in silence You definitely want to build up the confidence to get the gears rolling and accomplishing what you want to do. And so why is that so important? You want to set the foundation, you write down the steps, the goals, and whatever it is going to do to take you to reach that goal. And honestly, moving in silence, like sometimes that can be hard because, you know, we want our tribe around us to like, and it's so important to have your tribe. But I think first it's like, it's important for you to make sure there's something that you want to do without the opinions of others. So definitely build up that confidence. One thing I would definitely mention in terms of building that confidence, another reason why you want to make sure that you get through those seasons where it is kind of hard to continue. If you start, you know, blasting on social media or telling people that even if this is telling what you're trying to do, when things get rough, like you're going to want to give up, you know what I mean? And that's going to make it really challenging, and you're going to kind of feel bad when you're in that space because you've told so many people, and like when they ask you, like, what's going on with so-and-so? And because you haven't established those seasons where it is kind of tough and it is kind of challenging to, you know, take the next step, you know, it's going to be like, oh yeah, I haven't really progressed much. So I would definitely just say, just make sure, like, you know, you're able to accomplish this goal through thick and thin. So I would say that's so important when you're starting this journey of like moving in silence and like leveling up and just getting really better for yourself. So like I mentioned, when you tell others too soon, like, and you're going through a rough patch and you haven't built that confidence, you could lose out on your purpose because you may not want to continue doing it. All right, another reason why it's important to move in silence and why you don't want to just tell people what you're trying to do so early is because of the pressure that I mentioned earlier. When you are telling people something that you're trying to accomplish too soon, there's so much pressure that you feel within yourself that you have to actually accomplish it. And honestly, if you hadn't just told someone and you just like kept it to yourself, even if, hey, you may switch your mind, like, you know, I thought I was going that direction and I pivoted, and that's okay because you're the only one who knows, you know what I mean? But I feel like when you tell too many people and the wrong people, when they keep on asking you, you feel pressure that it's maybe something you have to do. And let's be honest, we all change, we all shift, we're like chameleons in the night, you know what I mean? And it's okay to pivot and change things, but sometimes when you're revealing things too soon, you may feel that negative pressure, you know, to continue, and it may not be something that you want to continue. So that's another reason why it's so important to move in silence and just get discernment for yourself that this is something you want to do. Let's not overshare. Let's talk about social media, guys. Sometimes when you overshare on social media, you may not even realize it, but a lot of the times, I think there's been studies on it where people really get like a high from those likes, you know what I mean? It's like a short-term high, right? Because when you want to post something you're doing, and you're checking like, ooh, I wonder how many likes it has, or I wonder what the engagement on this is. And that can be kind of toxic because you should feel good in the moment for whatever you're doing without feeling the need for that validation. So it's just so important to just make sure that you don't want that negative energy around you when you're trying to accomplish something. The likes honestly shouldn't matter. So oversharing on social media is a no-no, and it's not conducive for moving in silence in any way, shape, or form. Let's think about influencers, for instance. You know, they work a lot of times they work with these huge brands, and they always say, hey, I'm working on a project and it's super secret, and I'll tell you, you know, we'll give you more information when it's complete or when the project is finished and it's revealed. And why do they tell you that? Because they want to work on their project without the inside noise of everyone else. And honestly, it's just so good to be able to work with a team and to accomplish something and wait until it's released to share. And then when you're done with it and when you feel confident in it, share it. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, like, you did everything that you could. You feel confident in the product that you're putting out there, and you're excited to share with other people. And I think that also applies in your life, not when we're working with brands or a company. It's important to like accomplish those goals for yourself, and like when you've reached them, yeah, share. And when people ask, whoa, like, I didn't know you were doing that. I didn't know you're doing that. They will find out eventually when you feel the time it is to share. You know what I mean? Like, we'll all find out what project you're working on, or if you're in this business deal or you started a new company, they'll eventually find out when they see your product, and then they can ask the question, oh, whoa, like, how'd you start that? Or, oh, that's amazing you did that. You don't need to tell them what the process is like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just for me personally, I just know I like to work on things for myself and keep a chart of the things that I want to do and make sure like it's something that I really want to do. And I set the things in motion to make that happen. And after it's done, I'll put a little snippet here and there of what I'm doing. And then people can hey, they'll see what I'm doing eventually, right? I don't need to really show them the behind the scenes reel. Now, for all my Christian ladies out there, this is so important. I've known this, oh man, it's like back to the intuition thing. But you know, if you are in your quiet time with God and you feel like God is moving you in a certain direction, it is so important to trust His will and His will only, you know what I mean? And sometimes, and this happened to me, when you were telling people, yeah, I really feel like God is moving in this direction, and of course, God hasn't been talking to them, so they may be like, yeah, no, I don't think you should do that, or I think you should still stay in it, and you really feel like it's just, you feel it in your bones that it's not something you should be doing. And that's why it's so important to just trust what you believe in your heart that you should be doing. In addition, if you are a believer and you believe in God, and trusting God's will and His timing. His timing is literally perfect. We may not always know it, we may not always think it, but it always is. So that's definitely another thing I would say when you're moving in silence, is just to trust in what you believe is yours and what you want to accomplish. We all have passions, goals, and dreams, right? And those are for us to do. And sometimes when you're just telling people too early, or you're oversharing, like, they can kind of influence you, and they can stop what was really yours to accomplish. So it's just super important to just make sure that whatever you feel in your heart is something you want to do, just make sure that you just wait and not share right away, because you don't want someone to influence you and just change your direction. Oh gosh. All right, let's move on to another reason how to move in silence and why it's really good to move in silence. You want to make sure you are working on your plans, like I said before, setting up, all the steps that you need, very detailed steps on how you're going to get to where you want to be, once again, without the opinions or judgments of others. You want to believe in yourself that you can do what it is you're trying to accomplish. And I think confidence and moving in silence is pivotal. When you walk in a room and you could just tell when someone has that confident aura and energy, have that same energy when you're moving in silence. Not only does it make you feel good to know, like, I'm accomplishing that, this is a really big goal of mine, but when you just feel confident in yourself, you don't really need the outside opinions of what someone thinks about how you present yourself or how you look or whatever business moves you're trying to make or goals you're trying to accomplish for yourself. You just want to do it for yourself because it makes you happy. And newsflash, when you're moving in silence, do everything that makes you happy. Always, always do things that make you happy. Really, this quote goes back to everything, but not only do we need to feel confident in ourselves and not want to get the validation from social media and the likes, but honestly, loving ourselves, knowing that we can do this is so pivotal and important when we're trying to move in silence. You need to know that, like, you can do this. And yeah, while it's so important to, like, want to share and have our tribe and, like, tell them things, and you should, like, you definitely, if you want to share, it's completely fine to share, but just to make sure that you're sharing with people who really have your best interest. And honestly, you should know that you could do really bad all by yourself. You know what I mean? And this, really applies to moving in silence. There's things that, 100% I would tell my mom, 100% I'd tell my brother or my sister. Those are things that I would definitely tell them if there's a goal that I want to accomplish, and I do value their opinion, but I also know, like, I'm just strong-willed, and it's like, okay, even though they may not align with what I'm trying to do, like, I'm still going to go after what I want to do because I know it's something that I really want to do. And I think it's just so important to think of ourselves as being amazing. Amazing to know that we can do this. We can accomplish that. We don't need, the likes and validation. We don't need to be sharing people that may honestly not have our best interest in mind. I think it's just so important to build ourselves up first. And I think, honestly, that's like one of the key foundations in moving in silence is building yourself up first. And sometimes you kind of seek, people to just gas this up, you know what I mean? But, like, moving in silence, you want to build yourself up. You want to be confident in these moves that you're making and these goals that you want to accomplish. And moving in silence, that is key to it. You know what I mean? It's being an independent woman. It's knowing that you got this, you can do this. Like, you have all the tools that you need to accomplish whatever it is you want to do. I don't even know what reason I'm on right now, but we're just going to go with reason number 7. We're just going to keep on going. So another reason why it's so important in moving in silence is that, that form of mystery. Mystery is a good thing, guys, in so many facets of our life. Mystery also keeps people on your toes. And when you're moving in silence, whenever you're launching a new product, they're not telling you Sometimes they do. They make you a little sneak peek here and there, but like you don't get to see the full project until everything's complete. And mystery just kind of like gets people interested. You know, it makes them want to think, oh, I wonder what they're working on, and that's so important. Giving that allure of mystery is just amazing at keeping people engaged, and you're not just spilling all the tea right away. All right, and I think I may have mentioned this earlier, but I think if you feel like you have a direct vision in your life or a direct path for your life, or if you're a believer and you think God has given you a direct vision in your life, no opinion from anyone else should change that. You know what I mean? Like that is for you, and it's so important to continue to move in that direction, you know? Like Oprah says, like the universe is always telling you what, you know, you're supposed to be doing, and sometimes we're busy with life and we may not always hear it. And I think it's so important just to be in tune with who you are in yourself to be able to know, is it something that I really want to do? And in terms of sharing, I think it's important if you feel the need to share after you built that confidence, after you have built yourself up and you know there's something that you want to do and you've gone through the motions of dealing with the hard patches of trying to accomplish a goal. There's uphill battles when we're going through it. And you know, after you've gone through that and you know, hey, I'm able to just sustain this no matter what season I'm in, yeah, definitely you can share with people who you trust and you know they're for you. Regarding this sharing with loved ones, why is it important when you feel it is right to share with loved ones? Because honestly, they can guide you. When people have your best interest in mind, they may see things they know you so well that you may not even see. So yeah, I think it is okay to share with people that you know, like Arya. Oh goodness, gotta love her. But yeah, I think it's important, you know, when you get that tribe, people you know, like they got your back through thick and thin, no matter what, they can give you wisdom and they may even elevate whatever it is you're trying to do and give you some ideas. So yes, it is important after you've gone through those things I mentioned before. Yeah, you can share along the way and, you know, get feedback. People can hype you up when you're going through a down season and they're going to be like, you know, you got this. You can accomplish this. Like, keep on going. Like, we're proud of you. So yeah, it's important to, you know, have those people that you can surround yourself with that you can tell them things and there's no judgment, and you know, they could give you more ideas that could elevate whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, so what is another reason why you may want to share something when you're moving in silence? So let's say you are trying to open up a new vegan restaurant, or you're trying to test out a new vegan dessert for your blog. In those situations, you may want to collectively survey a group of people who enjoy vegan foods, and maybe the ones who, you know, don't enjoy vegan food. Test them, you know, kind of see, hey, I made this dessert, it's vegan, I'd love to get your opinion. Or actually, don't even tell them it's vegan. Just give them the dessert and see what they think and get their honest feedback. From what you survey from people on all different sides of the spectrum, you can see how they like, you can maybe tweak the recipe. So I think if you're trying to collect data in terms to make your product better, yeah, it's completely fine to tell them, you know, hey, I'm trying this new dessert. You don't need to necessarily tell them what all the ingredients you put in it. Yeah, I'm trying this new dessert. I'd love to know like what you think about it. And at the end, they may be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you're like, oh, it's vegan. And like, what? I had no idea it's vegan. And that's when you know it's good, and people can't tell there's no dairy in it. So yes, I think in those scenarios, it's fine when you're collecting data for your business or a new project, and you really need to survey a collective group of people in order to get information to make your product better. You know, because in those situations, you want to meet the needs of your clients in the best way possible, and sometimes you need to collect data from others. So in that sense, it's okay. Say you're in a business setting, or you're doing a mixer or a networking event, and you know you have this amazing idea. Don't share the amazing idea. You know what I mean? You may want to do it as like a topic of conversation because people are talking about, you know, new things that they're doing. Maybe share something that you've already accomplished and like have a conversation around that. Share with intentionality. But the last reason why you want to move in silence, and it goes along with the thing I mentioned before, is you just don't want to share it too early because people who have more resources can try to steal your idea. Or they may not intentionally be stealing it, they may not even be knowing they're stealing it, but they may take concepts of it, tweak it around, and make it something for themselves. And I think you want to make sure you establish it, you get those patents, you get everything you need to do to make your idea possible. And once your idea is out, if someone wants to come along and make a product of their own and enhance it and you inspire them, that's completely fun. Because at the end of the day, everything we do is, all of us are influenced by other people. You know, what we do, there's pieces of what we've learned from other people that have influenced whatever we do, whatever we create, right? And I think it's fine, but you just want to make sure that you just make sure that you don't share with people who may just take your idea and run with it. Or, you know, not even honestly give you credit, and that happens, right? That happens quite a bit. But yeah, definitely make sure that you just have discernment on, hey, is this person going to take my idea? Is this person, you know, have malicious intent? Always important to just be aware of like your surroundings and who you share. Are they worthy of even hearing it? Guys, so those are my tips and reasons why you should move in silence. And some of the reasons why, yeah, it may be okay to share. So if you love this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed chatting. I'm so sorry I haven't been uploading these. What has it been? I'm supposed to be uploading Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But due to just a family issue, I just haven't been able to upload. But I'm excited to post content just to make up, hopefully every day. I'm going to try my hardest. But I hope you guys have an awesome Friday. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another video. Hold on, cookies are ready.